Sorry. There it is.
It's on!
Hey! Are you starting or am I starting? I thought you were starting.
This is your show now.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to LaughingPlace.com's Disney Parks Talk Live. It's my favorite way to start the week. It's when I get together with Mike Celestino, who's our West Coast correspondent, and Jeremiah Good, who's over there, our East correspondent, and my husband, Doobie.
Who has no real role here other than to give Jeremiah his weekly name. Today he is vice president of being head to toe in H2O.
So. Nice.
Who's the
Were
president?
You thinking about that one?
Head to toe in H2O.
Head to toe in H2O. If you didn't see the show earlier today where Jeremiah was touring Universal Studios and Mr. Studios himself came on and asked Jeremiah to ride Bluto's Village Barge, and he did. And
that was not asking. That was like, if there's ever like somebody goes, give me a definition of social media bullying, it will go, see, this is Universal saying you won't get wet. Do it.
It was the official Universal Studios Orlando Twitter YouTube account in this case, saying, Jeremiah, you should go on Bluto's Bilge Barge up for the stream.
I was going to say, stay tuned, because I have that tweet here, and for whatever reason, my eye isn't falling on it, but I will share it as soon as I find it.
And it was awesome. It seems like everybody here saw it. Nicole, I'm guessing that's what she's referring to. Mike Mack, definitely referring to. Tammy says it was epic. I only have one question for you, Jeremiah. Did you get wet?
No, I got soaked.
It was fun. Tammy says it was the best live video and will be my favorite. Yeah, I'm glad Tony called all the LPers in to check it out. It was well worth it. So, anyway, back to you, Rebecca. You're in charge.
No. It's all good. I was still looking for that picture of Jeremiah soaking wet, but this week I found it. Hang on, here we go. Hit the button.
Here we go.
Hit the button. Share screen. Mike Celestine's already seen this because I made sure to let everybody know about it during our Omega Mondays, which happened about an hour ago. Look at this. Look at this soaked Jeremiah.
It makes me want to cry.
Probably about 20 minutes after the ride. Like that was, I'm hungry, I'm going to go eat. I sat down. My shorts were causing puddles in the seats. I had guests going, what did you just go on?
My favorite part was after he got off, he turned the camera around and he let you see all of, and then he took his mask off and he wrings it out.
Yeah.
So good.
An interesting point. Jeremiah, you were able to just take your mask off right there in the middle of the theme park?
Well, that leads into Rebecca's first topic. Go
ahead, Jeremiah. You and Juby can talk about today's topic.
We need to solicit money for our poor little Jeremiah.
I was begging Universal. Like I was like, hey, buy me this shirt. I'd be happy. And breaking news, you can only buy the Toon Lagoon shirts in Toon Lagoon. Like,
really?
You can't buy the Popeye shirt or anything else outside of Toon Lagoon. Like I was looking to get that shirt again as I was walking out. And so anyway, starting this past weekend, the CDC advised that are fully vaccinated can take off their masks indoors and outdoors Universal and Disney both changed their regulations to, if you are outside, you do not have to have a mask on. As soon as you go inside an attraction, inside a restaurant, inside a shop, inside the bathroom, put your mask on. And the ride, there was that story a while ago of you don't have to wear your mask on the water ride. Oh no, you have to wear your mask on the water ride, and watch the video and you can see how much I rang out of my mask.
So even though this kind of coincided with the CDC's announcement on Friday, it does not actually align with the CDC, which says, vaccinated people can dispense with the mask altogether. This is strictly saying anybody can dispense with it outdoors, and everybody still has to wear it indoors.
Because they aren't. It's an honor system keeping in line with that you're going to follow CDC. The theme parks are not themselves checking to ensure whether you are not vaccinated. Their policy is much broader in expectation that guests will follow guidance of the CDC. Oh, hey, Gideon wants to know, Jeremiah, are you dry yet?
Nope. As I was saying before the stream started, I have changed every article of clothing, and I still feel wet.
So that's the new Florida policy. Universal Studios essentially has the same policy, right, Jeremiah?
Correct. Yeah, it's inside. Put your mask on. One of the things that we did today was if I ran the zoo, which has just recently reopened, and that was one of the questions, is it's an outdoor walkthrough, and the team member at the entrance said you don't have to put your mask on. But we were seeing other places, you have to have your mask on as soon as you enter the queue for any attraction. So as soon as like Velocicoaster, the queue is all outdoors. As soon as you enter that part that is the start of the queue, you have to have your mask on.
And then another change they've made, if I'm not mistaken, at least at Universal, no, I think at both parks, is they've started to reduce the physical distancing requirements, right, Jeremiah?
Correct. Universal has changed all of their markers to 3 feet, and it is a bit of a shock to the system to see the difference of the 6 feet to the 3 feet. I know it's just 3 feet, but it's still, for you, since, well, I've been in the public since last May doing things. The 6 to 3 was a bit of a shock, almost as much as the shock of going maskless throughout the park today.
I mean, the reality is, when you look at the placement of those markers, I mean, the reality is when you have a party of 3 or 4 standing behind a 3-foot marker, you're really essentially where you're going to be if there were no markers.
Yeah, no, it was, there were people, again, large parties that were just creeping over each of the lines. And that's probably the biggest change that I've seen, is with the announcements of relaxing all the policies. There were times today where, if Universal is watching, I'm just saying this is my personal opinion, people did not care what the markers said or what the regulations were. It was as close to annoying as been since the opening.
Mm-hmm. And what have you seen at Disney in terms of reducing physical distancing?
Disney, when I was there last, it was after they announced they were going to start reducing, but nothing had really changed. So I think it's going to be more of just kind of a gradual thing. As they said, it was going to be more of that. It's not going to go, okay, here's 6 feet, now here's 3 feet, like Universal did. And Universal had the 6 feet tape, and then they took all those up and just put down these little blue pieces of tape every 3 feet.
But I thought you were already starting to see some changes in the attractions.
Attractions, yes.
I was going to say, at Tower of Terror, our friend Shelly from On the Go and MCO, she has told me that she rode Tower of Terror, and she noticed they were seating every row. They weren't necessarily filling in every available seat, but they weren't leaving the same type of spacing that they had been previously. And then I heard from some that the plexiglass, they're starting to see some of the plexiglass dividers not in use. So yeah, but that's
Yeah.
I guess that goes along with kind of the gradual adaptations, the gradual changes that we were expecting now with the CDC announcements and whatnot. On the East Coast, in California, today the governor and his team indicated that that California would not be making those same kind of adaptations until June 15th is when they would start to fall in line with kind of those CDC guidelines. So Disneyland has made announcements regarding when you can expect, that this is the California leadership, and then the Disneyland Resort has made their policies. Yes.
Can you go back to the prior picture? I just wanted to say that is not the best picture of Bob Chapek I've ever seen.
That is not Bob Chapek. That is the California Health official.
Are you sure?
Okay. I think it's the California Health official.
My bad.
So
June 15th is when it sounds like would be the earliest we'll see any sort of changes at the Disneyland Resort. So while Florida has maskless outdoors and 3 foot in some place, all California theme parks still must abide by the 6 foot, only take off your mask in designated eating areas, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I don't know how some of that might be impacted. There may be we may see some adaptation, but not to the same extent, at least based upon what was said today by the California officials.
But if you go to Costco in Florida, you're good.
Costco, Walgreens, yeah, all the shops pretty much just dropped theirs. Along with SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, you do not have to wear the masks at all anywhere.
Wow.
It's funny to me that all of our stuff that says they've adjusted their face covering requirements, but has pictures of the people wearing the face covering rather than a picture of people outside without it. And also in many cases we're still seeing employees of the theme parks. Their standards haven't yet changed, right? Maybe?
Yeah. I was going to say that is a great point. The cast members in both resorts, right, Jeremiah? All cast members still have to do full masking.
We haven't seen this spilled over to the employee side, and the same is happening with a lot of businesses in general. We're hearing a lot about customer no longer being requested on a national basis to wear masks in places like Target or these types of stores, and obviously depending on local jurisdiction. But as far as the national decision by the company, they're relaxing the masking for customers, but we're not necessarily seeing that across the board as far as their employee.
Right. I have a question for Mike Celestino. What is the wettest you've ever gotten on a theme park attraction?
Well, there have been some times when I was in the front on Splash Mountain, and that the drop in the middle of the ride by the bees, where the whole log fills up, not even so much coming up over the edge, but just from the bottom, your entire ankles down of your feet are submerged in water. That's pretty bad.
That's the worst. That is
when your socks and shoes are just soaked for the rest of the day.
Yes, Jeremiah.
I really want Tony to go in and pull out that scene on the ride where I'm sitting here like this, and the spout is just coming right at me. And if Universal ever wants to make a 4D of buying Pluto's Gold Rush barges, they could use my video and we just spray water at people.
It was so hilarious.
Yeah, I've been on every water ride on East and West Coast, and this was definitely one of those times where I just got off and went, Universal.
It was perfect.
I love that ride.
If you had gotten off dry, it would have been so disappointing.
Yeah.
I love that ride. I'm sorry, but Pluto's Barges is one of my favorite. You just get so drenched. It's ridiculous.
It's a dumb ride.
It is so great. No, it is so great.
Just good.
So very great. You can't even so very great.
And then they get you with the $5 to dry off.
Oh, good. Here's the video.
It's so good.
It was better than watching iCarly.
I think I just missed it, by the way. I think I just missed
it was the first part.
It was just before, because it was so good. We had so much fun watching this, Jeremiah. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun we were all having.
On the phone across from me. That my
And thank you,
finger?
Universal, for having such wonderful cell towers that we were actually able to do this. We appreciate it.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was really fun.
The fight kicked me off like as I'm in the queue. Oh, here it comes.
We had fun watching this today.
We
rode
need to-
Pluto's Build Rush barges. For those of you just joining us, while Jeremiah was doing his walk and talk, Universal jumped into the comments and said, "Hey, you should ride Pluto's Build Rush barges. You won't get wet."
It looks like that goes pretty fast.
It does.
It does. It has a nice clip to it.
Have you not ridden this, Mike?
I've never been on this.
Oh my goodness.
And it's
Yeah.
a long. This Doobie will not argue with my length statement about this attraction. This is a long raft ride.
It
Here
is.
it comes.
Yeah.
Doobie doob 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 doob. Oh look, there's water coming right at me. Oh, there you go.
That's
You
really funny.
just hear Jeremiah get soaked, and you hear that groan of someone who's on a water ride and is like, "Oh, seriously?"
We need to cut this, and then Jeremiah can do a commentary video for the video.
Oh, it's so much fun.
All right, so
It's so much fun.
back to serious matters, Mike Celestino. You went to Disneyland last week.
Oh, wait, hold up.
Yeah,
Hold
sounds
up.
right.
Wait, check it
I'm
out.
too
Phoebe.
fast.
Look, wait, sorry.
Why am I here?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Back to Celestino. Sorry, hit the wrong button. My
That's
fault.
okay.
Talking.
So you went to check out the Indie Virtual Queue. Tell us what it's like. You know, it's one thing when you first go there, but now you're back and it's more of a normal rhythm. What's it like?
For the virtual queue?
So the park in general, including that.
Well, I will say that morning I felt very frustrated by the process of getting into the park because I told this to you on the live stream, but it was kind of my fault because I arrived like 10 to 15 minutes prior to opening. But I thought, okay, it'll take me like 40 minutes from arriving to get into the park. It was over an hour. It was like an hour and 10 minutes or something, which is like excessive. The wait to get into the parking garage, plus then the wait in the Esplanade to get into the park. It just and then the whole walk from Mickey and Friends down the tram route to get to the park and everything. It really took me a long time just to get in. So that kind of started my day off on the wrong foot. But after that, it was pleasant. And then I did get to experience that Indiana Jones Adventure virtual queue for the first time. And that when I got there, the ride was down. There's the little man.
I'm sorry.
House. No, that's okay. The
Wait,
ride was
wait,
not. Yeah.
Indiana Jones was down.
Shut up.
Did we tweet out this breaking news?
I did tweet it.
We did. We were right there.
So my plan was to join the virtual queue right away when I got in there, but the ride wasn't even running. So I went off and did some other stuff, and then I was in line to get on the Disneyland Railroad at the Toontown station, and Benji messaged me and said, "Oh, it's the virtual queue's up." So I joined it on my phone, and then I was like monitoring it, and as soon as they started the queue, like I had number like 90 something in the boarding group, and I had 91 right there, you can see it, and as soon as they started the queue it was up to like 72. So and it told me like I had like 15 minutes or something wait. So I was like, well, I better just head over there. So I started walking. By the time I got to Adventureland, I abandoned my idea of going on the train. And as soon as I got to Adventureland, it said that I was ready to jump in the virtual queue there. So it was like no time at all to get to 91. And they did put me in the Jungle Cruise queue, although I wasn't over there for very long. Got out of there, went through the exterior queue there outside the temple, and made my way into the temple pretty quickly.
And what did you get? Earthly Riches?
Oh, is this the center one? Does it ever change anymore?
No.
No.
Well,
I mean,
no,
the theme
yes.
changes, but the location stays the
Okay.
same. It used to be left, center, right. Now it's
Yeah.
always center, but it does change what it is.
Okay.
So, judging by the looks of
This
you,
doesn't move anymore.
you did not get the Fountain of Youth. I'm guessing Earthly Riches.
Yeah, it must be Earthly Riches. Did they provide a stroller in case you drank too much from the Fountain of Youth, Mike?
I was happy to see that Vi was out at Galaxy's Edge, up there with Chewbacca, interacting with the guests in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, that was cool.
She was hiding,
Ray
though.
lightsaber. Huh?
She was hiding. Yes, she was hiding out in the open. And then you spotted the lightsaber, which we talked about on Star Wars headlines. I'm gonna let's see, pull up some of the images that you shared from
nice.
your day at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Tiana standing in New Orleans Square. Saw Jack Sparrow above the pirate sign.
Did you? Are these from you too? You hopped over to California Adventure while you were there?
Yeah, kind of briefly. I wanted to get a video of Grizzly River Run, which I did. I put that on YouTube.
Yeah, we rode that. We rode that.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah. Barely got wet, but now we've done bi-coastal raft ride. Oh, and Jeremiah did Cali. We've done all the raft rides. That's so funny.
So it's funny that the only thing in the animation building that's open is Turtle Talk, and Turtle Talk here has not reopened at all.
That is hilarious.
So yeah, Mike took us all around Disneyland on his May 11th trip.
Mark Twain Riverboat at dusk, which was very nice.
Oh, how romantic.
For my first time in the last year, so that was pretty cool.
Are you feeling whole again, Mike?
I mean, I'm slowly, gradually working my way through going on all the attractions again, but I haven't. I mean, I've done maybe half of them in the resort so far. So this Thursday, I'm going to knock off. I haven't done Small World. I haven't done Enchanted Tiki Room yet. It's a bunch left. I haven't done Space Mountain.
And we should mention, Mike, while he's doing these, is videotaping. And so we've got a lot of wonderful new Disneyland Resort 4K ride-throughs up on YouTube you guys should check out. They look really beautiful. So
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to go through there and refresh those. Awesome. And then Disneyland has some other big news other than the fact they reopened. What's it called? DisneylandForward.com. What's that all about? Who wants to take that one?
I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
So, well, Disneyland Forward is just the resort's method of trying to persuade the city of Anaheim to let it do whatever it wants with the areas that it already has zoned, basically. Because as I learned in this presentation in the last week, certain areas are zoned just for theme park building, certain areas are zoned just for hotels, certain areas are zoned just for shopping and dining, and basically they just want to make any of that available to do whatever they want with it, I guess, in the future. They said there's nothing specific, although they have this example of the concept art that they've shown of something that they might be able to do with this new zoning that they're asking for, though this is not a concrete plan for what they want to do. It's just kind of an example. But you can see that the parks kind of extend west into the area where the hotels are there. And then they also propose this kind of a shopping, dining district in where the Toy Story parking lot is right now. But yeah, this is just a way. I think they said in 2023 they're going to have a town hall meeting where I guess they try to get approval for this whole plan, and then later on they'll announce, if they get approval, they'll announce what they want to do with it. But at the moment, it's just a way to get kind of a new zoning restrictions lifted or whatever.
I know you were also listening to this as well, Jeremiah. Was there anything that kind of caught your ear as you were hearing this Disneyland Forward presentation?
Other than the things that we mocked pretty heavily? No. No,
Troublemaker.
I definitely, it's hard to watch those. I mean, just like you and we date back to when they were planning the DCA. I was actually at the hotel when they proposed the Westcott expansion. So I've been watching all the different changes throughout the years, and working for the Disneyland Resort at one time, I know that there's lots of spaces that are sitting around that Disney bought and tried to buy over the years, and their plans are great, but it's just, it needs to be Anaheim going, oh yeah, we'll do this, and that way you can make more money. And the video presentation they did, I felt like it was definitely based more on the people who don't pay attention to the resorts than those of us who know the resorts pretty well, because it was kind of here's a blueprint of what we want to do. And, other than the proposed planes themed bar, they didn't really hit anything that they wanted to do.
Another tidbit that I thought was interesting that I didn't know already was that basically the land that became Galaxy's Edge was zoned for theme park expansions in the early 90s. So they weren't allowed to transform that area into actual theme park space until a deal that they made in 1993, I think it was, with Anaheim. But they said like that's the kind of forward thinking they're trying to do, since that took nearly like 20 years, 15 years or whatever. No, wait.
But
20, I don't know. I can't do math anymore.
A long time.
Yeah.
25 years. But you're bringing up a sore point for us Disney fans, because the reason they zoned that was for the famous Geyser Mountain that never came to be. Right, Jeremiah?
Right. If not for Geyser Mountain, we would not. No, and that's one of the things, before the 93 rezoning, like it pretty much was Wild West. Disneyland could build whatever they wanted. The main reason for that 93 zoning was to rezone the parking lots for a park expansion. And then Toy Story, which they acquired for parking, that was at one point talked about being a third park, a third gate, or some type of expansion.
You remember thirdthemepark.com and the hubbub that
wow. Thirdthemepark.com. I haven't thought about that URL in a long time.
All of that, the thing was Anaheim is being too much of a stickler on certain plots of land, like the parking lots around the hotels. I think what Disney was doing is giving a good proposal to, hey, get on board with this and look at what we can do in the future. But that it kind of was an infomercial of what we hope to be in 10 years.
Now I know that this is not representative of anything. It's just to be illustrative. When I look at this, I'm seeing entertainment. I'm seeing more hotel rooms. I'm seeing parking structures. I'm seeing large water areas that make me think perhaps some sort of water-themed entertainment, like a water park-esque type offer. Are those kind of the ideas that they tossed out there, or were they not that specific? No specifics at all, just entertainment.
I think
they called out specifically that the upper part by the Mickey and Friends would be Disneyland expansion, and the lower part would be DCA expansion. Like
they did mention two specific projects while saying that doesn't mean we're going to build these, but they mentioned the Frozen area and the Zootopia area.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're doing in some of the international theme parks that only Jeremiah will get to visit. By the way, if you like Jeremiah, I'd like to invite you to stay tuned. After the show, we're going to do a quick post-show where we quiz Jeremiah, see if he can tell the difference between Tom Hatton, Tom Poston, and Tom Hiddleston. So that'll be fun.
Wow, another deep cut from the walk and talk.
I'm lucky that I remember the Family Film Festival title. Like, the stuff that was coming out of my brain to stall as I was in that queue was amazing.
Some of the other theme parks in the U.S. have been sharing what they've got going on this summer. Over at Silver Dollar City, they have a bluegrass and barbecue festival kicking off. So you can check out our website for more information about their musical guest lineups and the tasty menu offerings. Come on, barbecue in Missouri, that sounds great. Over at Dollywood, it's almost time or I think actually it has recently opened because this tweet is a few days old, but Splash Country, the water park that's adjacent to Dollywood, it's getting ready to reopen and enjoy its 21st season, and you can learn more about it also over at Laughing Place.
I feel like we should start a petition to get Mike sent to Silver Dollar City because I saw the disappointment in his typing when he got to Riverbell and they didn't have the barbecue, and so I'd like.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, please do.
We when I was on the live stream with Doobie, I was saying how I really wanted to eat at the Riverbell Terrace because I loved their barbecue. And when we wrapped up, I actually walked over there to see if like they had any walk up availability, and I scanned their little QR code on the sign. And the app was like, yeah, if you want to walk up, you put in your. I only had one person; it was just me, so I just signed up, and it was like 45 minutes. So I went and I rode Pirates of the Caribbean. I came back, and they let me in, and they sat me inside, which was fine. And I was like, great, I'm gonna have a nice barbecue lunch and then go about my business. And they brought me the allergy menu, and there was no ribs or anything on there. And I was like, have you guys stopped serving ribs? And they're like, yeah, during the pandemic, we're not doing ribs here at all. And there was nothing else I could eat on the menu. So it was kind of a waste of time and then also very disappointing.
Oh, poor Mike.
That is sad.
But they said by the end of June, they would like to bring back the ribs. So there's my news from that.
Did they give you like a fast pass to come back and eat when they're there?
No, I did not get that.
What a disappointment. Well, luckily, Disneyland Resort has many other eating options, and even more will be opening soon. Was that a segue, or was that a segue? Come on, guys. Rebecca, do you have the list there, or should I go through it?
You should go through it as I pull up any kind of,
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Hang on.
Paradise Grill has already opened. They're opening up a legacy pass holder place. They're doing so much to They're doing so much to take care of their legacy pass holders, aren't they, Mike?
I have seen mixed reactions to their legacy pass holder treatment.
So they are wow. They are opening up the alfresco tasting terrace at DCA for legacy pass holders starting May 20th. That's 3 days away. Hey,
I will be checking that out. Yes,
you're gonna be there. Blue Bayou opens on May 27th. Napa Rose, best dining not on a cruise ship, opens May 28th, and Storytellers May 28th, and the Blue Bayou. Did I mention that? Yes, the Blue Bayou when it reopens will have alcohol for the first time. Jeremiah, I know you were extremely excited about that.
I cannot wait. Wait a second. I don't drink.
I'm sorry. Mike, are you excited about that?
I will probably be consuming some adult beverages. Yes.
For those that don't know, Mike can drink enough for everybody else on the team.
I'm excited to have
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm a huge lightweight when it comes to alcohol.
I'm excited about enjoying a nice glass of wine or something with my Monte Cristo. So yeah,
I think about how even more romantic my non-proposal to you would have been had they had alcohol at the Blue Bayou.
Did we eat there?
Oh no, we ate there after actually.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I thought we had you took me to.
Wait, Doobie remembers something that Rebecca doesn't? What's
no, I'm not even. I'm actually not sure. I could be so far off.
No, we went to Granville's first, which is now Steakhouse 55.
She's right. We did.
That's where we had dinner, and I thought that's where you're gonna. I thought you were going to propose, and it didn't happen.
Mike, just heard alcohol. It's not your name, Mac.
He's here. Mac's here.
Mike, Mac, you need to go try the new Jurassic IPA and tell me if it's any good. They have a new Jurassic World themed IPA over at Universal. I don't know what it's called.
We should actually bring Mac in for one of the next segments about some stuff that's coming to DCA.
Why is that?
Oh, that's true. We can do that.
Oh, we should. I was gonna. I don't know if you're busy, Mac, because there actually is another thing that he could talk about, even though it's over, but it's still right up his alley. He had it yesterday. What did he have yesterday?
Oh,
the IPA.
Well, who's
we weren't live now.
Was this Jeremiah who was tweeting this Raglan Road Pub Whiskey Day?
That's Mac.
That was Mac. Oh, I was so jealous reading this.
I just sent Mac a link if he has time to jump on for a moment and talk about whiskey and Marvel.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's enjoying a root beer float, which also sounds wonderful. There's an A&W right near me. I almost stopped for one, but I didn't have enough time today.
You're not allowed to talk about what you're eating while we're working.
It looked really good.
No, Mac. come on.
IPAs are
behind.
good. It has a strong citrus flavor and mild hops. So there's Mike Mack talking about the latest Jurassic beer. What?
Nothing. I'm just laughing at the well-oiled machine we are around here. All right. So what's next on the agenda while we wait and see if Mac pops his head in?
Hey, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. Today was a crazy, hectic day for me. So I didn't have the usual prep time I normally do for today's show.
He will not be popping his head in. He's actually eating right now.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Fine.
I did one of these while I was eating at Miller's Ale House.
Jeremiah was over at Animal Kingdom just a couple of days ago, and he was sharing with us some of the new stuff over there, including the new photo spot.
Yes.
Good one, Rebecca.
The new Super Zoom.
Aren't these cool?
Lots of fun, especially because they have that entire area. Now, Galaxy's Edge, the area they have for the Super Zoom, usually is small. People are very close to you. So this one was nice because there was nobody around. So it was just me and our thousands of viewers during this live stream, because you can see I'm holding my gimbal, Ward, and they're all represented.
So is that real, or are they cheating? Does it become like a pre-photographed image at a certain point as they're zooming out?
As it starts to back out, once you stop seeing me, it's the stuff they add on, like right there.
Yeah.
That is a set, but they do have the camera that zooms in and out. They have one of those at Magic Kingdom and at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So
really
what we need to do is send Jeremiah on a day when it's like super, super rainy, cloudy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, when the weather doesn't match.
Excellent point.
That'd be fun.
That was fun, because if you look in the camera right there really close, you can see all of us who were watching him at the time. He did that live.
There's Doobie waving.
And then there's also this beautiful sand sculpture for Moana, because we are in the midst of, I'm going to get the wording wrong, so let me pull up the exact wording. Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebrations at the Walt Disney World Resort, and among that they are bringing out some Moana-themed sand sculpture over at Animal Kingdom. And we were able to bring that to you.
Get that ship up there. There's a better ship coming.
I know.
Cool. I love that this spot has just become the sand spot.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially right now without as many performers. So
the next photo is actually something that was just recently added, the digital wait time sign. And as Doobie and I found out, the nice thing about it pause for
sorry, just
sorry,
a quick drink there.
Our non-sponsor, we're just fanboys moment. Go ahead, Jeremiah. Sorry.
For now.
The next photo shows the digital wait time sign that has been added to. This is just in front of Expedition Everest, and as Doobie and I discovered, they have the wait times for everything but Expedition Everest and the Asia area for that, which was kind of interesting. Does that say Expedition Everest?
Right there.
Doobie didn't.
By the way, he said Doobie and I discovered. Doobie couldn't see. This is all Jeremiah.
It says Asia, and then Jungle Trek, Everest, Cali, Feathered Friends, then Dino Land, then Dinosaur Games. But, it's okay. You're doing, a lot at once when you're meandering around.
Right.
And then this is what the scenic photo spot looks like as you walk up to it.
Yeah, it was really nice. They have it all set off to the side. The cast members just waiting there to take pictures.
Is it true they built that entire amphitheater just for this photo spot?
Just for this.
That entire enormous amphitheater.
So one of the lores behind the prayer flags is they're never removed. They are there until they deteriorate. So the up level is recently added, and you can tell the lower one has been quite a few years. Was that a hint there, Dewey?
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I was just resting my chin.
That's
Some
cool.
new magnets, car magnets. These have become a popular thing that they've been selling. They're $14.99 each, and they have a few of these. The parks are creating them. You can even go to D-Tech at the co-op at Disney Springs and have some special ones created. But these are new to
Oh, I
Animal
like
Kingdom.
that. You can do custom magnets now at DTech?
Yeah, not very custom, but they do have some of the different options that you can add.
I like that a lot. That's
And once
cool.
again, we come to you live from inside the parks often. So if you're seeing us now and you went, what? You guys go live? Well, you subscribe and you ring the bell, and then you'll get a little notification that says, hey, Laughing Places inside a park right now, live.
And you never know what you might see as we
And
learn
you
today.
never know.
So I think we have some scheduled for this week. Are you going to be live on Thursday, Mike?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Cool.
And Wednesday,
Hi,
I believe,
Luna.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday, you're at Epcot, Jeremiah. Very good. And tomorrow, we're doing 99C of Disney Trivia Live, but we're not talking about that now. Cool. Are we ready to move on to Avengers Campus? I can't believe we're like 3 weeks away from a brand new land. How often do we get a whole new land at a Disney theme park?
Well, we had Galaxy's Edge.
Shut up, Jeremiah. That was a rhetorical
Yeah.
question.
Toontown, even though Disneyland Forward did not acknowledge Toontown existing at all.
So Avengers Campus comes June 4th. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a name change for Mickey's Toontown Fair and 10 being Galaxy's Edge, where do Mike and Rebecca and Jeremiah rank their excitement for Avengers Campus? In that order.
Probably like at a 7 right now.
That's pretty high. Rebecca?
3.
Whoa, okay. Jeremiah.
I'm about a 6. I do have spoilers for Web Slingers if we wanted to do that, but we're not going to do that.
This guy is at an 11. I am not sure what he knows that we don't know. But
He likes Marvel.
If only he came on to talk about his fun stuff that he's been referencing.
and perhaps he is busy sampling food from the Pym Kitchen. Hey,
I'm sorry,
how's that for a
what's that?
segue? Pym Kitchen. So let's see. Today, in fact, they were talking about some of the food from Pym Kitchen, but they also did that earlier in the week. So I've seen this pretzel. You guys have seen this pretzel, right? What's that thing on the pretzel?
Where am I looking?
I'm looking for it, Mike.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's the food photos that just came up. I'm not sure.
Mac, we need you.
Hang on, dude.
Okay.
Do you have it in front of you? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm
sorry.
going to get it. I'll get it for
Okay.
you. No problem. Share screen. So Pym Kitchen is going to have some appropriately themed treats, of course. Disney always does that. And among them, I keep calling it Pym's Kitchen. It's not Pym's Kitchen. That's too straightforward. It's Pym's Test Kitchen. Is this. And it's a pretzel. It looks like a pretzel, except it's got this disc on it.
Oh, isn't that the thing that Ant-Man
Yeah,
throws to
it's
make
larger.
things bigger and smaller?
That pretzel's like supposed to be like almost as big as your forearm.
Oh.
So it's the size of a pretzel that you get in the Germany pavilion of Epcot.
Okay, so they use Pym particles to grow and shrink just about anything. And that's why we have this. I guess the particle got a hold of it, either grew this or shrunk this. Okay, how clever.
I'm looking forward to it. It all sounds really, really yummy.
Mac, do you find that clever? A little prop type thing that comes with it.
It's called the Quantum Pretzel. It's 453.8 grams of Bavarian style pretzel with a sharp cheddar beer sauce. That sounds really yummy.
How many calories? No, we don't care. We don't care.
And then there's going to be something called the Proton PB&J Punch.
Which sounds really good.
So
I
it's
love when they
Minute
go
Maid.
crazy.
It's Minute Maid lemonade with peanut butter and strawberry flavors, peanut butter infused whipped cream, and peanut butter pretzel spheres.
I absolutely love when Disney goes crazy with foods. Today they had another article on some of the food and novelty offerings that are coming to Avengers Campus with here. Let me share this screen for you as well.
And the one that caught my eye is called Experiment, and it's going to have tequila, lime juice, mango, and habanero syrups, along with some mango popping pearls. That sounds really tasty. As
So I
does
feel
the.
like down here. Sorry,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I assume this is alcohol here.
Yes.
Some sort of a flight. So I
There's
gotta believe.
There's
the
one there that's
combination of-
called the Molecular Meltdown, and it's marshmallow, milk stout, and vanilla ice cream topped with miniature marshmallows.
So it's alcohol and it's Marvel. So I am not sure that Mac is going to be able to contain himself one little bit when he walks in here. But his two favorite things in the world, not including his lovely wife, are going to be on display, and he's going to lose it.
I'm sorry, is that a picture of the Pym Test Kitchen?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Why do you ask, Jeremiah?
I just wasn't sure if that was the Pym Test Kitchen or not.
That is the Pym Test Kitchen. You can never.
And then I'm gonna steal the screen, Doobie, and
That's breakfast offering.
and then they've got all these. I like the way that it kind of is a bit of a sterile looking tray, right? That your food is
kind of like
a
a bento box.
right? Yeah, I kind of like that.
It feels more like a 50s TV dinner kind of, or cafeteria.
Really?
No.
No. What do you think,
so.
Mike? What do you think, Mike? I'm thinking science when I see this tray of food.
Yeah, that's where I would lean towards the laboratory type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think the milk is lactose free, or
who knows, man?
What's the little orange thing?
The little
not the orange,
Not the
but the orange thing to the left of the orange.
Just a minute. Let me go back up and look and see if I can see what that might be.
Very complicated name for that one, Mike.
I don't see on here specifically what that one might be. I'll keep looking though. I knew he didn't mean the orange, you silly billies.
I wasn't going to stop that statement. As he was starting it, my mouth was already going.
It's going to be fun.
The
I doubt
fusion
you can keep
pretzel.
the trays.
Oh, Gio asked if she keeps the trays. Yeah, that seems unlikely.
I had never experienced
trays
being able to leave with a tray.
Check this. See this thing right here? See this thing right here? This is called the atomic fusion. This right here, this pretzel thing.
Okay.
The atomic fusion pretzel. It's a buffalo style pretzel loaded with chicken, hot sauce, ranch dressing, blue cheese crumbles, celery, and dill pickled carrots. Sounds so good to me.
Did we not want to draw attention to the title? Is that way?
I know, right? Yeah, we don't get to bold that one.
We need to scroll down more to the shawarma kitchen, shawarma palace.
Oh, shawarma palace with mobile order to go.
That looks good. And then
gonna get your shawarma.
And then the impossible. Scroll up a little bit.
Sorry,
it doesn't have a picture, but scroll down a little bit.
This is the impossible.
The impossible victory falafel with plant-based falafel and cauliflower wrap. I'm
garlic
gonna love
spread,
it.
hummus, coconut yogurt, tahini sauce. That's what this one is right here.
Very excited about that. And then down below really that is some purple thing.
Terran treats. These are yummy looking tasty treats.
That podcast guy you like got a treat named after him?
Terran. No, it's not spelled that way. And this, this is going to be over by Mission Breakout.
Hang on, I got to do a deep dive for this. It's named after that kid from Black Cauldron.
Well, yeah, that would be how you would spell it, Terran. But that's not how this is spelled. This is spelled like an earthbound person.
Believe it or not, Black Cauldron is the one Pixar movie I've never seen.
But over at Laughing Place, we're counting down to the opening of Avengers Campus. I'm going to scroll back up, make everybody nervous.
June 4th.
June 4th, and we're doing this countdown to Avengers Campus, and we're offering a look at each of the areas that are coming to Avengers Campus and what information is out there. And as new information arrives, we're letting you know about it. Lots of fun as we get ready for the June 4th opening of Avengers Campus.
Keeping Mac busy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's done. He did all those like in a day. It's like,
He's a busy boy. Hey, Mike C got to review a book about Galaxy's Edge, and it took you behind the scenes a bit, right, Mike?
Yes.
I will let you talk about it.
Orange.
Oh, sorry. It's weird doing the same thing again and again.
I
and
know,
again.
but we have to pretend we're a radio show. People don't watch us for 4 hours.
Yes, I read and reviewed this book. It's got a lot of concept art for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Sorry,
No, it's okay. I threw you.
I'm talking about this on my
apologize.
podcast. We talked about it on the Star Wars show. It's written by Amy Ratcliffe.
yeah.
And
It's
Scott
definitely
Trowbridge.
worth buying. It's got a lot of nice art in it, and you can learn about things that did not happen.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier on Omega morning, not mornings, but Omega Mondays. It was Mike shared a lot about some of the things that didn't make it to Galaxy's Edge, and they have various sketches and images in the book, letting you know. They let you know a little bit more about the creative process, including things that we didn't ultimately get to see make it to Galaxy's Edge.
I got some breaking news,
Okay.
and this time I'm not joking.
Okay.
Hold on. I probably should have
No
got it all
worries.
prepped before I said that.
So should people
No
do
worries.
our article if they want to purchase that book because maybe it helps Laughing Place a little bit?
Sure.
Always.
They
Always
can do
help
that.
Mike keep his job.
We appreciate it.
All right. So
We appreciate it.
this is just appeared on the Parks blog. It'll soon be on Laughing Place and every place else on the net. But you can now purchase your Disneyland theme park ticket and reservation at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So
That is
there
nice.
you
So it's like
go.
a single event.
A
Oh,
single
that's
step.
wonderful.
Single step. Because it must be painful to buy your ticket and then your reservation's not there anymore. So,
Yeah.
no longer an issue. So there you go. Breaking news. You heard it here second on Laughing Place.
Yeah. Check out. I'm sure Laughing Place is working on an article about that new offering.
All the nitty gritty details that aren't obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Celestino's typing as we speak. And then we should mention Disneyland Paris because that is big news if you're in Europe, Edith, or Australia, as the case may be. As Disneyland Paris is going to be reopening. Anybody remember the date offhand? June 17th? June 17th.
Yes. And they announced on that day at Walt Disney Studios Park, the Cars Road Trip will open on that day, giving us some extra photos of what we can expect, including the redone Catastrophe Canyon, now called Car-tastrophe Canyon.
I get it. That's pretty funny. I wonder how they came up with that. Probably the same guy who saw this little orange fruit and decided to call it an orange, I think. Dang, Mike has no sense of humor.
No, Mike.
Sorry. I'm
just kidding.
sorry. My
I'm
brain
just
got fried there for a second.
He was thinking about the alcohol at the Blue Bayou.
This is so bad. You guys are so bad. I'm sorry. This is what happens when I can't get you guys a show list and keep Doobie focused.
Come on, Rebecca.
Really
Even when you give a show list.
Yeah, I try.
So wait, so I didn't realize until today that they're not just changing Car-tastrophe Canyon, but they're actually changing that tour to be what, totally Cars themed, or just have a car segment?
No, it's totally Cars themed. Their backlot tour, which was very close to what used to be at the Disney MGM, now Disney's Hollywood Studios, with the Catastrophe Canyon and then different scenes along the way. They shortened it, so it's really just Cars themed. You'll pull out, you'll see Mater and them. You'll go into Car-tastrophe Canyon, and that'll be it. It's kind of like what the tram tour ended up being, where you go out, do Catastrophe, and come right back in.
I know what it is. So it's kind of like driving around animators. Dang it. The name of that
Animators
resort.
Palette?
It's a resort I can't think of.
Art of Animation.
Animation.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, they kept the same vehicles. You know, I'm sure that there will still be some bits that are left from the original one, but that is now we have to watch this poor tanker truck die.
I know, this isn't nearly as fun when that's a sentient being. This is horrible.
No, please, somebody help me!
It's been a long day.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of,
rated R over there at the Catastrophe
have you ever
Canyon.
thought maybe Junkyard just he's an organ hoarder? Like he just has.
What are you accusing Mater of?
Jeremiah, you realize videos with these kind of theories get like tens of millions of views. Don't waste it here.
So Mater runs a junkyard with pieces of other cars that he can sell to people.
He's like an organ hoarder. Yeah.
Also,
You need a radiator to stay alive. It's gonna cost you.
I woke up in this vat. It was missing the carburetor.
Yes, it is.
Tell you, Jeremiah, you're the next Mr. Beast, right? Make that video.
Wow. Wow, Jeremiah, that is dark. That is really dark.
Let's not even talk about planes. I mean, come on, that's a whole other thing.
Okay. Well, let's see. Do we have any other news this week? I think we've gone all around the kind of the big stories that we've been reporting here at Laughing Place in the past week.
I think so. Just things are getting slowly back to normal. The huge step to me will be when you can go to a park without a reservation. That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Right.
Looking forward to that. And of course, Disney World, Disneyland introducing their memberships, and Disney World bringing back new annual pass sales.
Well, I want to mention a couple things I did over the weekend real quick. This is kind
Please
of like
do.
on my free time, but I went to Omega Mart by Meow Wolf in Las Vegas, which is really cool to see if you're into themed or immersive entertainment, kind of a giant art installation type thing. But it has kind of immersive and storytelling elements for sure. So check that out. And then I went to the real Calico ghost town in California that inspired the ghost town in Knott's Berry Farm. And I had no idea it was bought and refurbished by Walter Knott in 1950. But that was cool to see. I went on the train ride there and we did the mine tour and stuff. That was pretty neat.
That's
Mike,
awesome.
when are you going back to Knott's?
Friday.
Okay, because
Well, theoretically Thursday night. There's a event Thursday night.
you need to take every possible picture from every angle of that haunted mystery shack photo op that they're putting up. I want to know all the details about that.
Will do.
You know that that's actually very similar to the one they have in the actual city of Calico that Mike was at.
Yeah.
So like
So
they
it's mystery spot up by you guys.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was it was reminiscent of that, because I know the one at Knott's isn't as accessible anymore. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that it still exists and you can still experience it.
I love the Haunted Shack.
Justin, you are my new favorite person. You
I
can
know,
come
look
and
at
make
this.
comments every time.
Like Big Queen. I feel like this needs to be part of Mickey's Not So Scary, right?
Well,
other side of Cars Land.
a vampire. Vader is a vampire during
It's
those
true.
times.
That's true.
That is a rather dark side.
In case you forget.
Yep. This is what happens when you ride Pluto's bilge rat barges.
Yeah, this is like
This is scary.
You
Be
get just
careful,
a
kids.
walking
You
off.
get just a little bit wet.
Wait for it.
There it is.
So yeah, we have a bit of fun over here at La-
Thank you,
at,
Universal.
at Laughing Place, and
Are we
Universal
sure that was
joining in on the fun today.
Universal? Did somebody just steal their logo and just start?
I know we got hoaxed.
It was a lot of fun today.
No, that was a verified account.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in today. I'm sorry I wasn't quite as on top of my game for the team as I usually am, but it was fun chatting about all the headlines and the kind of the week that was in the world of Disney theme parks and beyond. As always, laughingplace.com will keep you on top of all the news and information. We have articles going up continually throughout the day over at laughingplace.com. Our Twitter feed is very active, laughing_place. Please be sure and follow us on Twitter. We have beautiful images and news and information over on Instagram as well, so you can follow us there. Tonight, Jeremiah, you're going to be part of the movie club. They're going to be talking about
The Last Stand, X-Men. We're putting our X-Men hats on again so we can mock mistakes and timelines in these amazing films. And The Last Stand, I'm sure Mac and Rebecca will feel the same way as I do about how this movie wrapped up the X-Men series.
There you have it. I'll leave you to close it out for, totally close it out, Doobie, but I did kind of my wrapping up.
So, Jeremiah, thank you for getting wet. Mike Celestino, thank you for not being colorblind. And Rebecca.
Your orange remark. He's going to remember that forever.
I will let that. I will not let it go until you say, Doobie, really, I've had enough. And, and then
I'm just going to get that printed on a T-shirt.
What is that orange thing there?
Oh, I thought he meant Doobie, that's enough.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I
meant. Because if I were him, that's how I'd show up every day to work. Doobie, I've had enough.
You're married.
And Rebecca, thank you for marrying me. We're going to leave you with our new outro video that we try to play at the end of our lives now when people remember, and I don't even think anyone knows about it. But here it is, created by my son Gideon.
Bye.